What's up, boys and girls? Welcome to the BFFs YouTube channel. Make sure you guys tap the bell, subscribe, like the video, and comment down below.
BFFs, new episode. We have guest Andrew Tate coming on later. Let's get right into the headlines. Monty Lopez cheating scandal. This is so Addison Rae's dad. That's Monty Lopez.
Yeah.
Addison's dad scandal hit the fan. One of the seemingly many women, Addison's dad, which seems to claim the two were in a relationship for the past 5 months, is trying to gain some clout from the situation. Addison's mom, Sherry Nicole, posted on her story that protecting her children is her first priority. Sherry has also updated her bio to single mom. I don't know. It just feels icky talking about this.
It's just a shitty situation. Like,
Yeah.
this girl's definitely just clout chasing this shit, like 100%, which kind of sucks because, you know, Addison and her mom are going through it.
Yeah. I just feel bad for Sherry.
Before this, were they already officially split?
I saw some things that said they had maybe been broken up for like a year.
Okay.
But
So it's a tough thing, serious. We
Yeah.
all know Addison, so we'll just kind of skip at that. Doja Cat beefs with Stranger Things cast. Doja Cat is beefing with Noah Schnapp from Stranger Things after the 17-year-old posted her DM asking Noah to tell his co-star Joseph Quinn to hit her up. Noah posted the screenshot and now deleted TikTok as part of a TikTok trend around Joseph Quinn. Doja Cat went on TikTok Live, said that she knows Noah's a kid, and when you're a kid, you're going to mess up, but calls action socially unaware, borderline snake shit. Okay,
Team
so
Noah, 100% on this one.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with what he did.
And she sent it unsolicited to him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she just DM'd him and was like, yo, give me your boy's at.
Yeah, so if someone unsolicited sent you something, there's no expectation of privacy.
Yeah. It's not like you're either like best friends. It's just a random DM.
No,
you're
it's
gonna
not like it
post.
was on like iMessage either. It's not even like a text message chain. This is an Instagram DM. Why couldn't you have just Instagrammed the co-star of Noah
Yeah.
instead of DM him for the Instagram? Just go go DM the right guy.
And you guys are all aren't Bree and
Yeah,
Amal,
we're
aren't you
beefing
guys
with
big-
Millie Bobby Brown.
I mean, I
no,
understand
but
beefing
that
with
was-
Stranger Things cast.
oh,
I thought you guys were big Doja Cat people.
I love Doja Cat. Yeah, she's hilarious.
I think she's really
But
funny.
there's no way you can agree with her here, right?
I mean, does she hate Noah now and like is she shitting on him?
I mean, it's
We have the
What is the
Instagram live.
TikTok live?
Yeah, let's watch
I
the
saw a
live.
couple
Let's see what she
clips.
says.
I don't know if it was just how stuff was edited. Like
Mistakes. Like, you're supposed to, so that you know,
Shitting on that.
you're supposed to do stuff like that so that you know not to do it in the future. Like, I did my share of fuck ups so that I don't fuck up again. But the fact that this person, that Noah did that, like went and posted a private conversation between me and him,
All right, but
is so unbelievably
What is this cowboy
like
shit?
socially unaware and whack, and like, you know what I mean? Like, that's like borderline snake shit. Like, that's like weasel shit. And like, I'm not saying that encapsulates his
I'm
entire
not supposed to take this video seriously with mustache.
I know.
that's coming up.
okay. All right, so
I could see where she's coming from. We're saying that's socially unaware of like
But this
posting.
I think it is. I don't
were
think
they
it is.
were they talking? Like, were they already DMing back and forth? Then I could be like, what the fuck? But if you just go, and she almost argues against herself because it's like, she's like, he's 17 or young. It's like, well, what'd you expect? Like, you're a famous person DMing a 17-year-old.
There's DMs before.
So then that changes it a little bit. If you think you're having like a conversation with the guy.
Yeah, because there's a heart above it, so that means there's DMs before.
Oh, I didn't see that. I guess maybe if they're like homies. But if that's
Yeah.
like a first time slide into someone's DMs to say like, yo, give me your friend's at, I feel like,
That also kind of sucks.
yeah.
I mean,
super
he's
J-
young.
yeah,
It's like,
exactly. He's
wait.
probably like, oh, yo, boys, Doja Cat just DM'd me, and then they all open it up and it's like, yo, what's your friend's at? And
Yeah, right.
That's like being on Hinge and saying, "What's your
Fuck.
friend's name?"
Yeah.
Exactly. I get those. I get like a million of those for you, Josh. Like, hey, have Josh get back to me. It's like, what?
Oh, I've
like
had
what?
people DM me though before, Dave, being like, "Yo, tell Dave to check his DMs," but I don't because I just
Me
assume
neither.
you
It's
Probably
like, what
don't
crazy.
wanna.
This story is going crazy viral right now. Zach Wilson's ex-girlfriend. Zach Wilson is the QB of the Jets, BYU. His ex-girlfriend is now dating his best friend, his former best friend. And people were kind of so the new boyfriend was Zach Wilson's ex-girlfriend, posted a picture together. Somebody under the comments goes, homie hopper, because the girl went from Zach to his best friend, also in the NFL. And then the girlfriend responded, he was sleeping with his mom's best friend. That's the real homie hopper. And this just exploded. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you can't. I think Zach Wilson has been trending for like 72 straight hours.
Yeah, it's going
basically on
crazy.
Twitter. Yeah, everyone jokes. He played BYU. Their nickname's the Cougars. So he's like Cougar for life. He has all this stuff. Be a dog. They're Mormons, which adds to like the element of intrigue to this whole thing.
Because you got to think maybe they're soaking.
Yeah, they could be soaking.
Yep, maybe the mom and him were getting into some soaking
Soaking
action.
in a mama.
I think this is more of like the mom's best friend's kind of a weirdo.
We don't know who it is, by the way. As far as I know, that has
yeah.
not been revealed.
Yeah,
At least
no,
not
but
that I've seen.
I think that's just weirder on the mom's friend part.
I'm going to disagree with Andrew Tate, who we have on later. We did the interview. I think the only real asshole here is the new boyfriend. Like, I just don't get how you go from best friends to dating your best friend's girlfriend. That to me is a no-no.
Yeah, or the girlfriend for just outing it on social media for absolutely no reason
Oh, I
whatsoever.
don't. I have no problem with her.
Oh, you don't? You don't think so?
Because people are like, you're a homie hopper, you're jumping. She's like, wait a minute. He was
yeah,
cheating
I would
on me with
She
fully.
needs a
I would.
rebuttal.
I would
Oh,
say
was
that.
she?
Yeah.
Was he cheating, or did he just start
Cheating.
dogging the mom after?
No, he said that's why they. She said that's why they broke up.
Okay, that changes things.
Yeah. It'll be interesting this season in the NFL. Our guy Jack Mack, who works for us, I guess Zach Wilson DM'd him before this thing really broke and asked him to delete it. Jack Mack is making himself seem like Gandhi out here in
Yeah.
the streets with how he's reacting to like having to delete it. He's literally acting like it's the greatest betrayal of all time. It'll be a full football season of Zach Wilson seeing these jokes. And to be honest, it does show a lot of people are like giving him, like dapping him up. It's like, way to go, man. Like a lot of, American Pie and Stifler's mom jokes and all that. Okay. Josh's T-Talk caused a stir. Bryce wants to fight Taylor Holder. It'd be a huge fight. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but I'd love put that on Rough and Rowdy.
Yeah, you've
I'd
been
love
saying
to do
that.
That was
Be
talked
great.
about in our meeting because I don't know if this is allowed to be public, but I'll ask him. But Devlin has been talking to like Taylor Holder's camp, and they said they would fight Bryce, but I don't think Bryce would ever do it. But then Bryce just said that he will.
Bryce is very down to get in the ring.
Yeah, we got. I think they both would do it. Bryce would definitely do it.
Oh, Bryce would have done it tomorrow. He'll do it.
We'll keep people posted. We will make real offers, and if they both say yes. If one says no, we'll say who said no.
Wait, don't
Yeah.
you want to fight in Rough and Rowdy, O'Malley?
I do. I wish I could have been the
Oh,
first
God, you
girl.
should put
Alex got to
O'Malley
it
on the
first.
undercard.
Yeah, O'Malley wants to go in Rough and Rowdy too.
But in the
All right.
fall, maybe.
Yeah.
I just
All right.
gotta.
I saw, by the way,
find an opponent.
O'Malley. I saw your like video. Like, I want to go to Montauk. I want to go to Montauk. You never hit me up to come to Montauk.
Dave, I would never ask to come to Montauk with you.
I want to. Did you end up coming to Montauk?
I know. I went to the Jersey Shore house, the Barstool
Okay.
one.
Yep. Bryce reveals he's sliding into new girls' DMs. TikToker Sadie McKenna. Okay. Oh, we revealed that? That's our reveal?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was never like truly revealed. It was like shown on my YouTube video. Like he kind of like panned the camera like this and flipped it like in a millisecond. But I don't think anyone's figured it out yet. So
How did we figure it out?
On accident.
what?
Yeah, I was on the BFF Explore page, and it's only like drama stuff on there because that's like all this podcast is about. And I was like, why is there like a girl's thirst trap on there? It said liked by Bryce Hall. And I looked at the profile and I was like, oh, this is the same profile that Bryce flashed on T-Talk.
Damn.
Breaking news, then I guess.
Okay.
Attaboy. Addison responded to Josh's boxing comments. I guess we had a hypothetical who would win, Charlie DeMello versus Addison.
No,
in
it
a
was
cage
Answer the
match.
Internet. It was on KFC.
It was
Gotcha.
Internet.
Okay, so let's see it. Let's see both.
What two TikTokers would you like to see in a cage match? Like, let's have a battle of like who's the queen of TikTok, Addison Rae and Charlie D'Amelio. That'd be nuts. Yeah. It's like Hell in the Cell.
All right, now who would win?
I've seen a fight video of Charlie
Sick
D'Amelio
fight,
before
by the
when
way.
she was in like private school or whatnot, and she was dragging that girl by her hair. Like it was pretty nuts. It was pretty nuts. So I would say, but I feel like Addison's like, I'm gonna go Charlie. Yeah, feisty. Hoops are out.
What is this fight video?
I'd love to see that.
I saw that fight video too. That was a while ago. It was like all over TikTok.
Yeah. But she was like dragging them by the hair, right?
Yeah, like in front of the
Yeah, it was
school bus.
Crazy. Yeah. it was
Really?
nuts. Yeah.
All right. What Addison responded, I guess.
Yeah. What did she say? I didn't even see this.
I'm doing good. Josh Richards thinks that Charlie D'Amelio would destroy you in a cage match. What do you say to that?
What do I think about it?
Yeah.
I don't think about it.
Addison, do you have any thoughts?
You
That's
said
not
you would
changing my
destroy.
words.
I think she
Yeah,
would
they
just go
all-
in for a hug.
They also, like that wasn't exactly how you said it.
Yeah. Not even close.
There was a lot of fan edits about it because they're like, Josh thinking about Addison. Addison's not thinking about Josh at all.
Damn.
Karina Kampf, David Dobrik posted a video detailing her OnlyFans. She makes $1 million a month. That is bananas.
Andrew
but not
Tate would take
surprising,
that
I
all.
guess.
Oh, not
That's-
surprising at all.
Is she the number one OnlyFans girl?
Gotta be
No, I think
top 10.
I mean, Bad Baby or whatever. Like she showed her post. Like she posted how much money she made, and it was like 50 million or something like that in a year.
Josh, have you ever bought her OnlyFans?
Corinna's?
Yeah.
Or no?
No?
No.
It's. I think our good friend Balls has.
Oh, yeah.
has
Oh,
a
for
share.
sure, yeah.
I mean, he's bought
it's-
everyone's.
It's a real deal OnlyFans. So I mean, $1 million.
Her biggest month on there is 2.3 million.
I don't
That's
think I'd post
insane.
that, honestly. It just makes people want to
Yeah,
steal from you.
I honestly, I think it makes it less likely to want to sign up. But yeah, I'm surprised they did that. I feel like that people try to keep that a secret. There is an element like once you think someone's rich, you maybe don't. It's like, oh, they're too corporate. I don't know. Interesting. I am surprised he posted that.
Yeah.
Amanda Diaz, former guest of BFF, defends post with friend on TikTok. Fans were quick to comment on Amanda's post with another man's hand feeding Amanda. Amanda asked fans to stop asking what happened to Keo. Respectfully, please. So did Keo is my best friend. Literally nothing has happened. I'm just so tired of the invasive questions regarding my life. It gets overwhelming. All right, let's see this TikTok.
Hey, do you want a bite?
No.
Bad.
Bad.
You
Bad.
don't like that, huh?
Nope. Bad. I don't know if are they still together, Keo and Amanda?
So they posted this other video that made it seem like something was going on, but no one really. They obviously
That video, bad.
this,
The
this-
guy, what if, we don't know who the guy is, though. What if it's like her gay best friend?
That's a real
Well, I mean, what if
it is, though?
fucking pigs can fly? I listen. I don't have any inside information. I know this.
I actually don't on this either, though.
I know
I
this.
usually do.
If Silvana posted a TikTok of a guy with a tattoo doing that, I'd be like, what the fuck is that? And I wouldn't, to be honest, I wouldn't care if it was her gay friend or whatever. I would not want that posted, period. It would make me look like an asshole.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Look at us. Hey, look at us. Look at us. Huh? Who would have thought? Not me.
I don't know what that means.
Well, she also called him, like, just, Keo's my best friend. So that clear.
I think that's good, right?
Well, that means they're probably
know,
not
man.
dating, right? Keo's my best friend. I think if she wanted to clear it up, she'd be like, Keo's my boyfriend. Right?
I read that as Keo's my best friend. Literally nothing has happened means that it's standard status quo. They're still dating.
That's how I read it the first time too.
I don't know. Best friend, though?
Literally nothing has happened, though.
But if I'm looking at what happened to and there could be a lot more back and forth. I see username 9. Just crazy to be putting like username 909090090. What happened with Keo? She asked respectfully, please stop asking. Whose man is that? It's my friend LOL. Just to be like, I'm still dating Keo seems like a pretty simple way to stop it.
and that TikTok that we played, the caption was, "It's been a roller coaster of a month of her and Keo."
So maybe they're on and off.
Yeah, maybe they're just going through it a little bit.
Am I the only one that thinks it's a really bad video if you're still dating somebody?
To post the handheld with food?
Yeah,
or
well,
to-
well, that's why I'm saying maybe they're on and off.
The airplane, if you're dating, would anybody here, if they had a boyfriend, girlfriend that they're serious with, be happy if that
Yeah,
video,
no. If my boyfriend posted that with a girl, I'd be very mad.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't be stoked.
Yeah.
It also is like a sexy hand with tattoos too.
Yeah, right. I'd be like doing like the fugitive. Like I'd have that tattoo on a wall. Be like, we need to. Who has this fucking tattoo?
Yeah. Find the hand.
Yeah, Charlie DeMaio and Landon Barker updates. Charlie DeMaio and DeMelo. Charlie DeMelo and the
You got it.
DeMelo.
One more try.
Charlie D'Amello and the DeMellos are officially together, but haven't been very public.
Said it 2 different
That
ways.
seems like oxymoron. Landon deleted a picture of him. Charlie, that's child play.
It was like
there.
deleted in
Yeah.
milliseconds too.
Yeah, no, that's a little let's post together and then
Yep.
delete it. Just come on.
That's the Griffin Johnson. If you delete, people talk about it more.
Yeah.
Yep.
Landon also attended Michael Rubin's July 4th white party, which I did not attend, with the DeMillo family.
Oh, double birds, right?
Double bird.
Yeah, I gave it double birds. I heard that made it its way back to Michael Rubin. I like Michael Rubin, but that party's dead for me.
Oh,
forever.
absolutely.
You can still invite
I'm gonna go next
Do
year.
you think he was an extra +1 because they started dating like days before that party, so he couldn't have been on the invite?
No, I think
He's famous
I do-
though.
Yeah, I guess.
He's famous, and I do think, like, if you're in Josh's realm, like Bree, you probably would have clout because he does have young daughters who are very into like the TikTok
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
Like they're probably not so into like the 45-year-old guy like world. So I no one cares if I'm there. Like Landon Barker is probably like people care if they're there. Some people may care if I'm there, but not them.
I think they look great together. I just want to say that. It's a cute couple. I know Dave's not team Landon though.
He's on the left there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, are they? Is it just the shading, or they have blue hair?
It's the shading.
It's just the shading.
I mean, Noah's so much better looking than he is, so it's tough.
I think Landon looks pretty good in that photo.
looks young.
I like the
I am
picture that
old.
he posted and deleted though. They look cute.
Hype House drama is brewing. Tabitha Swatosh, who was one of the main members of the Hype House, recently departed from the Hype House. Things seem to be bad terms. Tabitha followed us late last night. She seems to have a story to tell. Tell us?
Yeah, that DM's to us.
Have a Swatosh.
So
what does that mean?
Did you respond after that?
Yeah, I did, and she hasn't responded yet. But I'm interested what people, because it was unfollowing, and then no one's saying anything about it. And she followed us at like midnight last night, and I DM'd. I was like, "Is this because you got something to say?" And she's like, "Yeah."
You DM'd her at midnight.
I responded
You
to
up?
it. Well, she followed us
Yeah,
at midnight,
he
so I
definitely DM'd
DM'd
her.
at midnight. Yeah, I'm working all hours of the clock, Josh.
Doesn't stop, Austin.
Midnight for you isn't midnight for her, right? LA.
Yeah, it's 9 o'clock. Exactly.
Yeah. All right, it's fine.
Yeah.
From our
You
episode
up.
2 weeks ago, because we took last week off, Pete Davidson denies dating Olivia O'Brien. I gotta be honest, I think Olivia got like cut up the wrong way. She never made it sound like they were dating seriously. She's
Yeah.
like, we were talking, and then
Yeah.
he stopped talking when Pete Davidson met this other girl. What she said was 100% the truth. So I don't know what the denial from Pete Davidson was, like that you guys weren't like married. I didn't really get that part of it. He may have been asked the question in a strange way, be like, no, I never dated her. They were definitely talking 100%.
Yeah, she wouldn't have freaked out like that. Like her eyes, they definitely were.
Yeah. So, but it was good for us. It made news everywhere.
Yeah. Go BFFs.
Pretty
BFF
awesome,
win.
actually.
Josh on Wildin' Out.
You missed the second part of that one.
I missed the second part, guys. Mia also commented on, who's Mia?
Josh's old fling.
Also commented on one of Olivia's TikTok about a boy she knows, Josh's ex fling.
Oh,
So that
shit.
TikTok
Mia
is
also commented on one of Olivia's TikTok about a boy she knows, Josh's ex fling, that would act like the ex Olivia talked about on the podcast.
Yeah, guys, this is not about me. There's no way this is about me because I never told me I loved her.
You seem pretty into her on the show. It's the only girl you were ever like, I'm into it, girl.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but I fucking loved her, dude.
Well, maybe she's just
Come
saying, I know a guy
on.
that would like do the same type of thing. His name
Maybe it
is
has
Josh
nothing-
Richards.
Maybe it has nothing to do with
Nah.
Josh at all.
I don't think it has to do with me at all.
Maybe
Me-
not.
me
Not-
and
not
Mia are
JR
on
this
bad
time.
terms. Like we're not on bad terms. I think you guys try to make us on bad terms.
Yeah, that's
You guys have
the
been
fun
only
part.
bad
Well,
terms.
Just the show.
That goes to Austin, I guess, because I didn't even know who Mia was at first.
Yeah, he skipped the
yeah,
second
that,
part.
that would it doesn't matter who that's about that's going on this sheet. Just yeah.
Correct. Josh on Wildin' Out. Let's see the clip.
Oh, this is gonna be where I get like roasted, right? buy my shoes or some shit.
I didn't see this yet.
Coming from the BFF podcast on Barstool, y'all make some noise for musician, actor, and viral sensation, Josh Richards.
I love how they said musician.
You
I was
musician?
Like, all right, cool.
Still softish?
Youthful exuberance. I'm about to take this bout.
5 minutes later.
Oh, Oprah Winfrey, that's my new girlfriend.
Did not take it.
Yeah, all right. I wish.
In my closet, I got about 30 pairs. Look at your shoes. You need to walk around with a Q-tip for them dirty airs.
Hold on, Mimi, you said you hate him so much. I don't know why he showed up. And his lace is like Popeye's biscuits because he got them choked up.
Hey, boy, you know you dead ass wrong for being up here with them kicks on. The way them shoes look, you must stop your car like a Flintstone.
Before you said that, I was going to say something that was true. We supposed to give to the homeless. Looks like they give to you.
Damn, Josh.
Hey, Josh, why would you go with dirty ass Air Force Ones on?
I always be wearing dirty ass Air Force Ones. It's kind of my thing.
That was like an easy layup for them, though.
Yeah, but I mean, what, I'm gonna go spend $100 on a brand new pair of shoes?
Josh, it's not like you're broke, buddy.
It's not
That
like you've
show
Bucks.
seems like you're out of your depth in that show. Like you couldn't pay me enough to go on that.
I would
show.
never in a million
Oh,
years.
it was still like it was fun as fuck. Like I mean, those are all the times I messed up. But like I had a couple good ones in there. Like there
So
was, like,
off
a
the top of
game-
your head,
Yeah, of course. I mean, like, you're definitely like brainstorming shit while you're like sitting down for 20 minutes before the show starts. But it's like all kind of off the top of the dome. I'm not like a rapper, so no.
Well, that's why
you're
you're right. That's what I'm saying.
But it was
I
fun.
love-
It was
You're a
fun. And I
musician.
watched it like growing up, so it was kind of just one of those things. I was like, I liked watching the show when I was younger.
shout out Roan, or like probably a lot of people know it, but a lot of people don't. One of our guys, Roan, it's like he's kind of like the 8 Mile guy. Like he's won like world rap championships as a white guy.
yeah, battle rapper.
Yeah.
That's an annual tradition. Every year they try to hire him for Wild and Out, and every year he says no.
I didn't know that. Josh follow and unfollowed Huddy. What's that all about? Why?
Yeah. I actually didn't even know I had followed him. I guess like on my Schwalmeister account, I was probably just like scrolling through. Like, you know how there's a little plus button on people's profiles or whatever, or like on the side? I think I probably just accidentally followed Huddy, and then I didn't even realize I did until actually BFS posted it, and I saw like the only person I was following was Chase, and I was like, oh, shit.
It's kind of weird.
I guess I'll
Unfollow.
unfollow him.
Yeah, we got a bunch of
so, yeah.
DMs about it, being like, "Is he on the pod?" It's like, "What's happening?" I was like, "What are you guys talking about?" He's like, "He's the only person Josh follows."
I would love to get him on the pod.
No,
that
I
does
would love
happen.
to get him on too. I'd love to.
I always see that. People would be like, Dave's following me. It's like, oh, I feel bad. I unfollow, but it's like I have no idea how that
always
happened.
feel like a dick.
Yeah, it sucks, but.
BFFs has been gypped after ABC Hulu started their own game show that's essentially just Boomer Zoomer. Whatever. Who cares? I don't care about that. I think that's it.
Yeah,
I think that
that's
we're
all.
going into the interview now. That was the last one. Nobody cares about the
It's
Boomer.
time for
We
Andrew
haven't done
Tate.
Boomer Zoomer in a while. Yeah, Andrew Tate, wild interview. So that is BFFs. Game Time is a ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to score last-minute ticket deals to sports, concert, shows. They guarantee the lowest price. 2022, massive concert year with so many tours going on. Game Time's reporting they're seeing the biggest last-minute deals ever. Artists like Halsey as low as $9, Machine Gun Kelly $8, Backstreet Boys, I'm in there, $20, naturally the most expensive. Jack White $25. All these artists with prices under $40. Rufus Del Sol, Kenny Chesney, I love Chesney. The Killers, Zach Brown again. These are all my guys. Make sure to use the Game Time app this summer to get the best deals to see your favorite artist. It's quick, it's easy. You get your tickets delivered directly to your phone. No printer needed. Also lets you share tickets with friends via text so you can get in seamlessly. Best part, you get $20 off your first purchase. Download the Game Time app. Go to the account tab to create a login. Redeem code BFF for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Download Game Time. Last minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. All right, another episode of BFF. We got a guest here, Andrew Tate. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on. So we were, while you were in the waiting room, we went around the horn. So Josh is the one who's like, yep, we got to get this guy on the show. Going to be a huge episode. Up top, Bree and O'Malley were like, we researched them yesterday, and everybody's a buzz. Watched all your clips, and I'm just a little bit confused. So we got people coming at it from 3 different angles. So you do a million different things. Reading the prep sheet, kickboxer, Mensa. You run an OnlyFans, like managing girls, right?
I do. Yeah, you're right. I do a million different things. It's eclectic. I understand that if you look from the outside and it's the first time trying to understand how it all works, I get it. It's a bit confusing.
So then that's probably a perfect segue. If you were introducing yourself, how would you describe yourself? Like, what do you do? Who are you?
Yeah, elevator pitch.
Yes.
Elevator pitch.
Yeah.
Andrew Tate, 4-time kickboxing world champion, and I've conquered the internet. I decided to conquer it, and I took it, and it's all mine. So that's basically what happened.
That's pretty vague.
Wow.
I in my headline on Instagram, I say I invented the internet. You're saying you conquered it.
If you invented it, I apologize because I didn't mean to take it from you. I'm sorry about that.
No, that's fine. So, like, what's your biggest platform? I mean, just looked at TikTok. You haven't conquered there yet.
Haven't I?
How many followers you got?
I don't have an account.
It's a fake account that I'm looking at?
I don't have an account. I don't have an account.
That's what I was telling you, Dave. That's what I was telling you. You have people make the accounts for you, essentially, right?
There are thousands and thousands of new videos of me on TikTok per day, and I don't have a TikTok account.
Okay, so if you're sitting on a plane filming presumably yourself, how does that go from that phone to TikTok?
I'll put it on Twitter or I'll put it on an Instagram story, and then people will grasp it and they'll grab hold of it, and then they will digest it and edit it up and put their own spin on it, and then it will end up out there in the metaverse.
Gotcha. All right, so that makes sense. So you have the only social media then that you don't have is TikTok.
I don't have TikTok. I don't know. There's a bunch of new ones all the young kids are into. I don't know. I don't have a lot of things. I'm an Instagram guy. I have Instagram, and that's about it.
Okay, so Emery Andrew Tate III, Cobra Tate.
That's it, at Cobra Tate, correct.
Okay, so you haven't conquered it totally if we're at 2 million followers on Instagram.
You're right. My elevator pitch was a bit weak. I could do better. You want me to do it again?
No, I was just curious. There's so many different things. I'm trying to figure out or maybe they're all equal. What exactly? Josh, we've been doing this, a year and a half, 2 years, this podcast?
I would say it's coming up on 2 years now.
So I think on one hand, probably less, we can count guests where Josh is like, we got to get this person. You're on that short list.
Yeah.
So then, Josh, why don't you give his elevator pitch on why we needed him on?
Yeah, why do you want him on so bad?
I mean, because he says things like I fucking conquered the internet, and I think that he really does have a grasp on TikTok and on a lot of these young people coming up wanting to be hustlers and wanting to be entrepreneurs. Andrew, you have the most cult following I've seen been made so quickly. I haven't seen something like that done on TikTok ever before.
That's true. I certainly have a cult following.
So when did you start the internet?
I've actually been around for a while, but I put together a particular strategy about 6 months ago because I decided to step up my overall exposure because of a new product I launched. I run an online school that teaches people how to make money online. And I changed my approach towards social media, and I ended up absolutely everywhere. And now people complain that they see me more than they see their own father, and they can't get rid of me.
So is that it? Is what you just said, is that the pitch, the school, which I believe Hustler University, is that what we're talking about?
Correct. That is one of the things I run. Yes, I own a school, an online school that teaches how to make money online.
All right. So then, and you can stop me anytime if you're like, nope, you've gone off the course. The concept is portray a lavish, rich, great lifestyle and then get people to pay to get that same lifestyle?
No, because that makes it sound like I am in some way faking. My lifestyle and the videos I portray are absolutely not really real completely. They existed before the school existed. I don't amp anything up. Nothing is rented. Nothing is a lie. Nothing is a joke. I'm an ultra high net worth individual, and all of that existed pre-school, pre to the school. The school is just after effect to it all. It doesn't exist for the school. I'm certainly not renting cars to try and convince people to sign up to my programs.
No, but I guess what I'm saying is, and I may have connected dots that in your book shouldn't be connected. It sounded like the reason you started showing your lifestyle real is so people would sign up for the school because you're showing them what they want to learn how to do. No?
Yeah, to a degree. I was always showing my lifestyle. I was always doing it, but I changed the way in which I do it. That's the main reason why I have a lot of people who have known me for a very long time. I've been on the internet for a very long time, but now the way that the videos are getting out there and being spread by students of the school themselves, that's why I've got a much deeper penetration on social media. That's why people are like, where did this guy come from out of nowhere? But I've been around for a while.
Okay, I got it. But And 6 months ago is when you started. You've been on the internet, but have you been as flashy on the internet?
I've been flashy, bro. I've just been
the whole time. All right.
Yeah, the whole time. Like I've always been the same guy. Like I think that in the world we live in today, you need to establish credibility, and whether people like it or not, wealth is a way to establish credibility. Like there's a lot of people who dislike me, and that's fine, but it's hard to deny that I am fiscally successful, at least, and that gives you a degree of credibility, which gives you some presence when you speak. It's hard to ignore a guy who has hundreds of millions of dollars.
What would you say to be financially, like I asked
what is
Damon
fuck
Jo-
you money? What's fuck you money?
I asked Damon John that question. What do you need in the bank to say it's fuck you money?
You need a lot more than money to say fuck you money. That's the whole thing about it, right? Because fuck you money in and of itself isn't a real concept. The whole idea of fuck you money doesn't work if you're still being paid by the Matrix, if you're still stuck inside of a contract and your words are controlled. There's a lot of people with a lot of money who can't say what they think. A lot of people with a lot of money who still have to take the injection they're told to take. A lot of people with a lot of money who can't stand up and say, no, that's wrong, I don't agree with this, because they're going to lose contracts, sponsorships, etc. So to say fuck you money, I mean, you have to have enough money to not ever work again, depending on how you earn money. Because I'm completely and utterly self-sufficient, I can't be canceled. So I think my fuck you money number is actually going to be lower than others because my money will never stop. But I don't know. I mean, it's difficult.
That made no sense.
You don't think so?
Because by definition, fuck you money would be you can say whatever you want, and if you get fired or you have contracts, it doesn't matter because you're sitting on a pile of like.
Well, then it's a very difficult question to answer because it depends on your lifestyle, depends how you like to spend money, blah blah blah. I think
so
once
what's
you
your
have
number?
Once you have 50M, then life's there's nothing else to buy. I mean, what are you gonna buy? Like 50M is plenty of money. You could buy a stupid boat if you really wanted one, but you could also charter one. I mean, besides that, there's literally nothing to buy with that kind of money. I think once you're above 20M, life's around the same, personally. I think that once you get above 20M, you're just doing it for sport. So I think that's around fuck you money. But if I only had 20 million, I'd still be concerned about having an income of some sorts. And if my income was dependent on me agreeing with certain paradigms that the social system, the Matrix, tries to propagate, then it would be different, right? So it depends. It all depends on the individual. That's why I would say fuck you money. It's around 20.
Okay, that's fair. So
good number.
The things you're doing now, you've said, what do you put out? What is you said hundreds of millions of dollars you're worth.
Bro, I'm a humble man. You didn't
so
know
you
that?
never said your net worth.
They didn't put this on the sheet.
What?
They didn't put this on the sheet. I'm super humble.
No, that wasn't on there. It wasn't.
I'm as humble as they come. I'm just a poor guy out here in Romania, just with a whole bunch of cars. But no,
what's your net worth?
Net worth is very difficult to quantify. I don't believe in what net worth quantifications. I think it's all bullshit. How do you quantify net worth? Companies you can have a company with an 8 times multiplier by one valuation. Another
liquid. If you had to go liquid tomorrow.
If I had to sell everything I own?
If you had to just accumulate as much money as you could tomorrow,
24 hours.
Yeah.
In 24 hours, if I had to get hold of as much cash as possible, so I wouldn't be able to sell into my companies that quickly. I wouldn't be able to sell any property that quickly.
I'll give you a year. I'll even give you a year to say you can sell your companies. But it's like you're getting ready to cash. It's just, all right, we're playing a game in life, and you're going to come up with some oxymoron. But whoever has the most physical liquid money wins.
Yeah.
You have 1 year to accumulate it. How much do you think you'd be worth?
I think it's difficult. It is difficult because I think my companies are very, very hard to evaluate. The reason I'm giving you this answer and not a very short one is because I think that my companies rely so heavily on my brand that they're very, very difficult to sell. But if I have a company that makes $5 million a month, every single month, pure profit, completely online, then that's a valuable company, right? What's that a year? What's 5 times 12? And then you can put an 8 times multiplier on that easily. So that's a $400 million company. But will anyone buy it if I'm not associated to the company? I don't know. It's very difficult. But 300, 350, easily.
So
that's fuck you money.
I mean, it's enough, but having fuck you money is not enough. I have a fuck you. You have to have a fuck you life. You can't just have fuck you money. I'm sitting out here in Romania inside of a house with 20 armed guards outside with a tower and AR-15s, and I've got 10 passports and 55 bank accounts, and that's what you need to have fuck you money. You can't just sit in America with one.
That sounds bad.
That sounds like you're like on the run.
Yeah.
No,
That
but it's
sounds
not
like
being
you're
on
in
the
the
run.
terminal
It's not
list.
about being on the run. To sit in America and have $20 million with one passport, sitting in America thinking you have fuck you money. No, you don't. You say the wrong thing, you piss the government off. They're going to come in your house. They're going to fucking take the house you own. They're going to lock you up. You ain't got fuck you money for nothing. This whole thing's the whole paradigm's a lie. The government's the biggest mafia in the world. If you can't tell them to fuck off, you can't tell anyone to fuck off. So the whole idea of fuck you money, it's all skewed anyway. Like you have to be above the law in many different ways to truly have fuck you money. And you're not going to do that under one jurisdiction.
Do you think that you're able to be above the law where you live?
It's not about being above the law. It's about being above the law. But the easiest way to become above the law is to be under lots of different jurisdictions. If you have 10 different passports, it's much harder to constrain you. During COVID, Americans, English people, whatever, were all stuck in their houses because they couldn't fly because of X rule. Well, if you have 10 passports, well, then you're not American on that day. I'd turn up to countries and they say you're not allowed because you're English. And I say, okay, well, then I'm Estonian. Estonians are allowed. Okay, I'm Romanian. Romanians are allowed in. Same guy, different passport. You have to have multiple passports. You have to be on multiple grids. The idea of living off grid is complete fallacy. You can't do that. You have to be on as many grids as possible. This is what you talk about fuck you money. The people with fuck you money don't even own anything. They own a share of an entity which owns things they can borrow. They have unlimited citizenships and passports. They have money out in the metaverse, in the sky, hidden all around the world. Fuck you money isn't about having money in your bank account in your name. If you still do that, you can't say fuck you to anybody.
I would disagree on some of that. I think there could be another side that would argue the fuck you money is they have so much, but they don't have 20 armed guards, and they can do everything you just said because they're viewed not as a threat to the government, or they don't need the passports because they can like I'm guessing there's plenty of celebrities who are viewed as friendlies and don't have the setup that you have, but can still travel as freely, COVID, not COVID, whatever, which to me would be above the fuck you that you just described because you can do everything without switching it.
And I am a fan of you, Dave, and I like the things you say, by the way, but just you to understand that the paradigms that we view the world in are completely and utterly different because you still believe in the idea of a law-abiding citizen. You believe that if you're a law-abiding citizen, the government's never going to come for you and they're never going to hurt you because you stick to the rules. And if you have not learned anything in the last 3 years of COVID, that the rules can be turned and used against you at any moment to lock you in your fucking house without reason, where they can come along and become a communist country at the drop of a hat and literally restrict your very movement, and you to sit there and say that I trust these people absolutely and completely with my freedom and control over my life is asinine. Because
by the way, I don't believe what you just. I don't. A lot of respects trust the government, all that stuff. Nobody has. I feel like so I don't agree with what you're saying, but I do feel like there's people, not me, in position of power who have manipulated the government for their benefit and
completely
right. So I guess they're just two different things. They're the ones who run the government.
No, but my point is the absolute, when you talk about fuck you money, to me, the idea of fuck you money is they told me to stay in my house because of X. I decided not to. I've gone outside. The police are now here. And I told them, fuck off, fuck you. That's fuck you money. And that takes more than just money. That's my point. My point is that listen, a broke boy can tell anyone to fuck off. Like the average guy can tell the average guy to fuck off all day long. If we're not talking about telling the government to get fucked, then who are we talking about?
Right. But take an example like the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, right? He's rich. He's the governor of California. They had the strictest lockdowns they had. And then he waltzed out to like Napa and had lunch and dinner at a fancy restaurant, no mask. But that's almost a flaunting fuck you. It's like, I'll tell you the rules, but I don't have to play by them.
I mean, he shut off my electricity. He shut off my electricity. We threw a party at our house. He turned off our electricity and everything.
That is exactly my point. These are the people who are in charge, and this is my point. So when you said earlier, what's fuck you money? And I said money is the easy part of the equation. My rebuttal to that is that if you only have an American passport and you are governed by people like the man you just described, and the only government which will allow you to reside in that country permanently is the United States. Any other government, any other country is going to tell you, no, you have to go home after X amount of time. You can't tell anybody anything. You are a peon you're a slave inside of the matrix still. People may look at me and say, why does he live in an obscure Eastern European country with his own private army? Why does he need so many citizenships, etc.? Because I can get on my private jet and disappear. And anyone with money who has not put that kind of plan in place, I don't think can really truly tell anyone to fuck off. Because they will send someone to your house and they will drag you out in fucking handcuffs.
Right.
That's the end.
I guess the only semantics I'm saying is I think there are people who, like, almost on top of the government are using that as, like, their vehicle, and like the ones that you're disappearing from could disappear as well, but they're kind of laughing at everybody else. But some of it, I agree with what you're saying here.
Yeah,
quite the trip.
Yeah, well, I've just tried very, very hard to escape the matrix. I think the whole point of having money is to escape the matrix. There's a lot of people with money whose money still it constricts them. It's very easy to get rich if you're going to be constricted by the money. If you try and make money in a way that you're no longer constricted, it's much more difficult. I have friends worth hundreds of millions of dollars, right? But it's all in property in the United States. It's not liquid. It's hard to sell. It's fully, the tax man's all over it. The banks are all over it. They can't just disappear quickly. Like, they're still controlled. They're still constricted. They may be rich, but they're not free. They're not free in any regard.
Where'd you make all your money?
Because I'm outside of the matrix, Dave.
Where'd you make,
I'm in Zion. Have you not seen the movie?
Yeah,
I'm
Matrix.
in Zion. I come in and out of the matrix on the
But
never.
how'd you make your first million?
I had a company that had webcam girls talking to guys online.
All boils down to selling sex, one way or
Yep,
the
sex
other. There you
sells.
go.
Sex sells.
There you go. All right. I'm sorry, Brie. I cut you off. Did you have a question?
Are you like a paranoid guy? Do you think that there are people after you? Like, why do you need to? Are you ever going to need to escape?
It's not about being paranoid, because firstly, everyone calls you paranoid until the day you're prepared. That's the first thing. The second thing is that nobody is after me, and I'm a law-abiding citizen, and I can fly to America right now and stay there forever if I so choose. It's just, I don't see why people are so comfortable to live with absolutely zero contingencies. It's ostrich, it's head in the sand. It'll be fine. And I think the last few years in Western countries, America wasn't even the worst. You look at Canada, Australia, New Zealand, etc. If they've not woken you up to the tyranny which can be enforced upon you at random for basically no reason, and you don't think you need to do anything at all to prepare for a repeat of that, to me, that is ignorant. Very simple. I think that if you think they've done this shit once and they're not going to come up with some new excuse to do it again, you are ignorant. They're going to do it again, and they're intent on enslaving mankind one way or another. And I, throughout the entire pandemic, lived a life of absolute freedom. I went anywhere I wanted, to any country I wanted, anytime I wanted, without wearing a mask, without injections, purely because I had so many citizenships, no one could tie me down. There was always a hole. There was always a way in. You add in some private jets and you're done. And I don't see why people don't want to live that way. Why do you want to sit and go, well, I have one blue passport, and if Uncle Sam decides I'm a shit muncher and I have to stay home, that's fine. Like, where's your sovereignty? Why don't you stand up and go, no, I'm an individual and I don't want to listen to this shit. I don't call that paranoid. I call that being prepared.
All right. This entire Matrix, was the Matrix like an eye-opening movie for you, or what? Or did you already have this in? Because you have a lot of parallels to the actual movie, is what you're kind of describing yourself as, like a Neo type guy. Did you walk into that?
It's got to be your favorite movie.
Morpheus. Did you walk into that movie like, ho hum, here's my popcorn,
Change
I'm a
your
normal
life?
dude, and you came out, you're like, holy fuck, I think this is me. Because you are describing the movie.
Yeah, but I use the Matrix because it's an easy pop culture reference for the normie to understand. But my ideas are not new. Like George Carlin was saying them in the 80s. These are not new ideas. These are not new paradigms. It's not new enslavement. This has been around for a very long time. It's just easy for me to reference that modern pop culture icon, right? It's a modern pop culture cinematic film that people understand. I don't want to sit here and sound like I'm some kind of guy who's on the run from the cops, because I'm not. If I was on the run, I wouldn't be doing podcasts. I just think that the true wealth, to go back to the original question, as a professional, I'm answering the original question. The question was fuck you money. Well, if you're going to talk about fuck you money, then fuck you money to me sounds like freedom. And freedom requires you to be beyond the jurisdiction of a single government. That's my answer. My answer is fuck you money is not just money. You need a bunch more. You give an American citizen with an American passport $100 million and watch him piss off the government, and let's see how free he is. He will be in a fucking cell. He ain't shit.
There's part of that's true. The only thing I've disagreed with it is I think there's people within government, top of government, who pull the strings and have both. They can do whatever they want, but they're not sitting with 20 armed guards either.
What is freedom to you, Dave?
Freedom to me, it's like being able to do whatever you want.
Do you think you can do whatever you want in America?
No.
Do you think I live in Romania, right? Romania is not a free country, technically. Do you think I could get away with doing more here than I could do in America? If I were to drive I have a Bugatti Chiron. If I were to get my Chiron and drive at 200 miles an hour down the high street in the middle of the city, do you think I'd get in more trouble here or more trouble in America?
Probably in America, but it does depend who you are. There's plenty of people who have gotten away with things in America. It's like, how the fuck did they get away with that?
Correct. So this is the exact point. Every single system All of them are corrupt. The judicial system's corrupt. The medical system is corrupt. The financial system's corrupt. It's all corrupt. It's all a matter of who you are. Now, in America, the game is limited to ultra billionaires who control the government, as you've said. In other countries, anyone with money and some basic social skills and some nice friends can play the game. If we're going to accept that every single system on the planet is corrupt, why would you live in a place where you cannot access the corruption? Does that make sense logically? Or would you rather live in a system where you can say, you know what, I am important enough within said society that if the police stop me, I can give them $10 and they'll fuck off? Why would you allow yourself to live in a society where you know others get to be corrupt and you can't? Why would you do that?
Yeah, you're just saying. I mean, you're basically saying you're like country agnostic is essentially what he's saying.
Because countries, correct. Because countries aren't real. Countries aren't even real anymore. The whole idea of a nation state has fallen. The whole idea of being American is a false paradigm. The whole idea of being Canadian's false. It's fake.
Do you like having going to sleep knowing there's 20 armed guards like that? That's the part I can't.
Sleep better.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, it's a big thing. All right. You're also known. You said it appears wildly sexist stuff. Are you anti-woman?
I love women. In fact, interesting statistic: 100% of the people I've ever had sex with were women. So I love women. I have nothing against women at all. I'm not sexist in any regard. I'm not misogynist either. I'm a realist. Like, I'm a realistic person. As a realist in the modern world, they're going to call you sexist, misogynist, etc. But I'm none of those things. I am just.
Why do they call you that? Why do they call you that?
Because I say.
What do you think it is that you say that makes people think you're like sexist?
Because I say the truth.
Which is?
Women can't fight. Men are stronger. Like, more true things. I think another thing I said is and maybe I'll upset the ladies on the podcast. I hope not, but please correct me if I'm wrong.
Probably will.
I said if I were to get on a plane and that plane was to fly into the eye of a hurricane, there was a 50% chance of it crashing, I'd want a male pilot because I think that males are better under stress and under pressure. I think they're less likely to get emotional in a life or death situation. That's why they make better soldiers. That doesn't mean that doesn't make me misogynist. That doesn't make me sexist. That's just true. Women are better at other things than men. And I'll sit here and say women are better at X, but I will say that men are better at Y. I'm not going to sit and pretend that we're all the same. We're not. Under pressure, when your life is on the line, anyone who's honest would want a male pilot in said situation. You would not want a female pilot.
So I disagree with that. I think that's a person by person, but I agree with men are stronger than women. I don't think anyone can argue that.
If you're telling me if you were to fly into a hurricane and you had the choice between a male pilot and a female pilot, you wouldn't have zero preference at all, Dave.
Not knowing anything about either of them, they're both pro pilots. No, I wouldn't. We're not talking about dunking a basketball.
Well, I would choose a man because I know from my own personal experiences that when shit hits the fan and emotions are high and it's life or death, that the man is more likely to remain calm. And calm is what's going to keep me alive. So I would choose the man. For the same reason, I would choose women to do other things. Let me give you another example then, Dave. If gender roles aren't real and you're now...
No, I think there are gender roles are real. That particular example, though, I'm sure you can have great female pilots.
I never said you couldn't. I said I'd choose a man in that particular situation.
Fair. I don't think that's like, I don't know about Brie and O'Malley. Like, that doesn't make...
Yeah, Brie O'Malley, do you think that's like... Do you call that like super sexist, or where you guys...
Well, I think it's like what Dave said, too. I think it depends on the person. Like, there could be a way more emotional pilot that's a male, and then a female one that could be more emotionally stronger.
But regardless, they go through the same training.
Yeah, I think he's saying you don't know anything about the pilot. You just can pick blind. You're
yeah,
well,
obviously,
have a male or female.
Disagree with that. Yeah.
It's a generalization because exceptions don't disprove the rule.
But right. I don't think that makes you like Satan for saying that.
No, but I think like you say a lot of stuff about women like that they're your property.
That's not what I said. I was talking about an OnlyFans company when that question was asked. But I said that if a woman is going out with a man, she belongs to that man. That's his woman. So if she wants to do OnlyFans, she owes him some money because she's his. Yes, that's what I said.
That's crazy.
You think if a man, you think that a man going out with a girl that's just your property? There can't be an equal relationship.
No. That one was nuts. Okay, that one was nuts.
This is where it goes crazy.
Cool. No, that one you can. If I understood what you said, that if a guy and a girl is dating and a girl does OnlyFans, she owes him a cut.
No, 100%. 100%.
He is his girl.
But what does that have to do with anything?
Because she's his.
Yeah, so that's
so that is you saying that women are your property.
It's not about being property. It's about the fact that she belongs to him And the intimate parts of her body belong to him because they're in a relationship. And if she wants to sell those, he has a stake in those intimate parts of her body.
So it's reverse. Male porn star owes the woman.
I don't know, because I think the women belong to the man. I think the woman's given over
that's
to the man.
inherently where you get called sexist.
No, it's not. Well, you can call me sexist if you want, but if you look at marriage, it's the bride's father who gives her away. It's not the groom's father.
In
is
old
it?
tradition.
I gotta guess.
The woman belongs
as
to the man.
So is
I gotta
slavery.
guess as- yeah, no, but I got to guess as somebody who's multicultural and everything, that certainly is a tradition that does not apply everywhere.
The woman is always given over to the man. Read the Bible, read the Quran, you can go to
You're walking down the aisle, no chance. There's like African cultures where they don't do that.
I'm sure there are some obscure tribes somewhere. I mean, I can't say I'm not a professional.
But you get it. You seem like a very smart guy.
Understand
you
why
seem
people
like a
would
smart
say
guy.
that.
You're saying a woman is the property of a man if they're dating.
I'm not saying they're appropriate. I'm saying they're given to the man and they belong to the man. It doesn't mean they're a pure property without emotion. It means they're given to the man. They take the man's name.
You said
they
it's
belong
her
to the
parts.
man.
You said it's the guy's parts. You're like, if she's on OnlyFans, the guy owns those parts, so he gets a cut.
Well, those parts are intimate, right? That's the whole point of her being his.
Yeah, but you didn't do reverse. When I said if a male porn star
Correct.
does it, he doesn't owe the girl a cut.
Correct, because he doesn't belong to her. She still belongs to him.
Correct. So that's the sexist part.
But and you've also said that you could have multiple partners, but a female that was with you couldn't also have multiple partners.
Well, a woman could say that same thing if she decided. She could say, I can sleep with multiple men, but my men can't sleep with multiple women if she so choose. We're all free individuals, right?
Yeah, but you
would
wouldn't agree if a woman said that.
I don't think I would personally find that revolting, correct? But there are women who find what I say revolting.
So you're not telling other people what to think. You're just saying how you think.
Yeah, I mean, if I think that I think if a man is not sexually exclusive, it's not the same as if a woman is, because with a woman you have the paternity issue. With a man you don't have a paternity issue. If I have 3 girlfriends and they all get pregnant, we know who the mother and who the father is. If you have 1 woman and 3 men, you don't know who even the parents are if she got pregnant. So it's a whole big issue, right? Science can step in and kind of fix it, but it's a good discussion.
DNA tests are pretty accessible nowadays.
Of course, yeah, that's exactly it. So I said science can step in and fix it, but that doesn't mean it's not haram and against the will of God. Look, read the Bible. Every single man had multiple wives. Not a single woman had multiple husbands. It's against the will of God. It's disgusting. In the eyes of God himself.
That would assume that if you're going in this multi-universe where everybody's reading the Bible, which is there's different religions all across the globe, reading different things, believe in different things. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what my point is, if we talk about tradition, I'm not even talking about myself here. This is not about my personal life. We're talking traditional. Traditionally, every single man in history had multiple wives, and there was not a single woman who was celebrated for having multiple husbands. Female promiscuity has always been disgusting and frowned upon. In every single book ever written, ever, in all of history, in all cultures ever, women were supposed to be virgins. Women sleeping with lots and lots and lots of men has never been celebrated, ever. Besides, in the last 40 years in the West, in a degrading society. Well, yeah, okay, cool. But if you're going to look at it traditionally, women were not supposed to act that way. And I don't think women want to act that way anyway. I don't think women intrinsically want to fuck a bunch of people.
I don't think you know what women want.
Well, the women I know don't want to. When I meet a woman, she doesn't say, I can't wait to get out there and sleep with a bunch of dudes. Maybe there are some. I don't know. I don't want
there's definitely like cleat chasers who fucking love that.
Oh yeah, there's got to be some girls out there that are just
Lots,
like all about it.
Girls like sex as much as guys. There's no doubt about that.
Come on, they watch porn. Guys watch porn. Everyone's horny.
Wood is our men's grooming line product, offering products across hair, body, beard, shave. They work great. They smell great. Their favorite, they got all sorts of scents. Smooth brandy, Madagascar vanilla. I like golden hour. Summer notes is coastal lavender, sea salt. The product I use the most is right now their facial cleanser face scrub. Keep the beard looking great, but I use it all. The deodorant, moisturizer, body wash. All lines nice, clean, organized in my kitchen, so you don't look like a slob, which is a big thing, and girls actually care about that. All products $15 or less. Shop Wood at getwood.com or at your local CVS. I mean, there's no doubt, again, people are allowed to think what they want. I can see where the sexist label comes from, but the class, I think that's the hardest thing. Like, I've been successful. I think it's very hard to teach or give tricks to somebody to make them successful. So, like, what, without giving away your whole school, for people listening, it's like, I want to be rich, like Andrew Tate, and have 19 different girlfriends, and if they go on OnlyFans, I get a cut and all that. Like, where do you even start with these people?
Yeah, we have 18 modern wealth creation methods, and I'll have to let people enroll in the school. It's extremely cheap. It's $49, and you can enroll and follow the systems. There's a quiz at the beginning that asks if you're time poor, if you're cash poor, because it's easy to make money if you have money, but a lot of people think that they can turn 10 grand into money. That's not money. So it depends if you have money to start, depends if you have time, depends on your expertise. So there's a bunch of questions. We narrow it down. There's 18 wealth creation methods, and then we recommend a wealth creation method. And there's a professor in there. There's live lessons every single day along with the community, and we have currently 87,000 students. What's impressive about that is not the fact that I've managed to attribute 87,000 students. It's the fact that I managed to retain 87,000 students. So there's 87,000 people out in the world making more money than they invest each month.
You've never had a cancellation?
Of course I've had cancellations. Because there's people who are lazy and there's people who quit. There's people who don't work very hard. But the people who work hard stay. So we have 87,000 people who are retained. I don't know how many we've ever signed up in history, but 87,000 people are making more money than they invest each month. And I think that's pretty successful overall for a university.
Very good. I mean, that was a little bit weird with words, the way you said it. If you rewind it, where you're like, we have 87,000 signups, retained 87,000. I'm like, nobody's can't. It's like, well, I don't know how many we signed. That was a little wordplay there.
Okay, yeah. Well, I don't know the total signups. Maybe in total 150,000 people signed up, but we currently, as it stands right this moment, have 80,000 people paying a
current subscription.
Correct.
It's a monthly $50 a month.
Correct.
It's quite a business.
Can women sign up?
Absolutely. Of course they can. I don't know where getting this impression I hate women. I mean, we can purport that. We can attempt to label me with that all we want. I'm happy to discuss that. I absolutely not really love women. I have nothing against women. I believe women are the most precious things on the planet. They create life. They should be protected. They should be provided for. I would never let a woman pay for a bill. I would never let a woman, if someone touched any of my women, I would stand up against 10 men by myself and risk my life to protect her. I believe that women are beautiful creatures. I just don't think that they're as emotionally calm as men in stressful situations. I don't think they can fight like a man can. And for the same reason, I would never drop my children in an all-male nursery. I think that's strange and weird. I would only drop them in an all-female nursery. Women do certain things and men do certain things. And we live in a world now where the whole idea of the roles has been conflated to the fact where if I come along and say women are better with children and men are better at fighting, that I'm somehow fucking sexist when it's clearly true. There's nothing wrong with stating the facts. It's the truth.
You're mixing them up because I agree with some of what you're saying. Like,
yeah,
again,
but then you throw in the OnlyFans, you need 100%
correct
thing. Like that's
I don't think anybody
sexist.
here is arguing that like in a fist fight, a man's going to win.
Okay.
99%.
Yeah.
What about intelligence? Do you think women are as smart as men?
Well, it's been proven that the smartest people in the world are men.
See, that's
But-
I think where
That's been
women
proven.
is some issues.
That's
Proven how?
been
By
proven.
By
That's
who?
been proven.
How? What? Where?
So there's the bell curve, right? So men are more likely to be on the extremes. So the most stupid people on the planet are men, and the most intelligent people on the planet are men. Women are more likely inside of the middle of the deviation. So this has all been proven, right? Men are more
By
likely.
who?
Read the study. It's more likely men are on the
study,
extremes.
bro?
Study.
Google it.
What
You're
are you
professional.
yelling?
I'm gonna Google it. What,
Like
what am I
Google-
writing in? What am I writing in for a Google search?
Are men smarter than women?
Okay, this should be interesting. What comes up? Are men?
But I can also give you personal experience if you'd like.
Yeah, let's hear
Knock
it.
your socks off.
Sweet.
Let's talk about the personal experience, right? So my father was a chess player. My father's one of the best chess players in the world. He was actually the highest ranked black chess player in history at the time. I grew up and I was a chess player from the age of 4 to the age of 13. I was a professional chess player on my route to being a grandmaster. Long story. My parents split up. I lost my coach, blah, blah, blah. So I grew up in the chess world. And the chess world's a really interesting world to grow up in because you're around hyper intelligent people who are socially awkward. A lot of them are like autistic and a bit strange. Some ex-KGB guys, some real weird guys who don't talk, but it's a world of ultra intelligent people. Women cannot compete with men at chess. Now, I'm not calling all women stupid. I'm not saying that there aren't some good female chess players. I'm not saying I could beat every woman. No, there are great female chess players, but on average, as a whole, the best chess players in the world are men, not women, because women cannot computate at the level the men do. That is just a statistical fact. There's a whole
Just so you know, at Google, you're going to say it's run by the people, but I Googled are men smarter than women, and literally every single study says there's no difference.
Well, I'll find the study for you. Watch Reddit study saying the most stupid people in the world are men and the most intelligent people in the world are men because we fall to the outward deviations of the bell curve, whereas women are more likely to be in the medium. So this is not sexist because I'm saying the most stupid.
But I think it's wrong. Like based on everything, I just think it's like there's like
okay,
20
cool.
studies that pop up.
Well,
so
then if you were to look up the highest IQs in the world, the first 10, first 20, look them up. Are they men or women? I haven't done this. Look it up. But let's talk about my personal experience, right? Let's talk about the chess world. The best female chess player in the world simply cannot compete with the men. I don't know where she is, number 50 or something, like internationally, right? There is no physical advantage. There's no reason why men should win. There's no physical element to chess.
Who do you think plays chess more, men or women overall in the world?
That's a good argument. So the argument is that men play chess more often, so there's more likely to be higher ranking chess.
There's a higher pool to pick from.
There's a larger pool to pick from, of course. But that's all. But this has been very heavily dissected inside the chess world. They found 500 female chess players, 500 women, 500 men, started them at school at the same time, started them in the chess school.
I just highest IQ in the world. Literally what comes up. Marilyn von Savant has one of the world's highest IQs. She is known as the smartest person in the world.
Cool. Then all right, cool. Then I'm totally wrong. I never even said. All I told you is that the most stupid people in the world were men and the most intelligent people in the world were men. I read a study on it 4 or 5 years ago, and I thought, you know what? I know some stupid men. I don't know women that dumb. I agree with that. And I know some really smart men. I don't know women that smart. I agree with that.
I think you're very smart, but for everything you say, there can be argument that an intelligent woman wants nothing to do with you because you think they're stupid. But stupid guys are like, this guy's going to make me a ton of money. So you run into a lot of stupid guys, and the intelligent women are going their own way.
Well, that would be a large generalization, Dave, because you don't know.
That's what we're doing. There's been a lot of those here.
Well, you don't know the women I talk. You don't know the women I talk to. Right?
I don't. I
Correct.
absolutely don't.
Correct. So that's the first thing. Second thing, I'm not saying I'm smarter than every female on the planet. The 2 women who are on this podcast right now could very well be more intelligent than me. I told you about a study that I read, and now I'm telling you about my personal experience. The personal experience is in the chess world, which I grew up in. Women cannot compete with men. It's a purely computational. It's purely brain power, and they simply cannot compete. And there's a whole bunch of examples of this, right? Like I said, we can easily reverse this conversation. I can tell you all the things women are better at before you call me sexist. We can do it the other way around. But if you look at Formula One, there's no physical advantage. Women can't drive like men. Why? Their reactions are slower. It's been proven that females have a slower reaction time than men. Why? Because they evolved. They didn't need it to evolve. They weren't hunting. They weren't fighting.
Again, for race car driving, you could argue the pool of men. I mean, even with car driving, look who's in it. It's Al Unser Jr., Al Unser. Like it's you got to have the money, you got to have the access, and
family's probably been racing.
Correct. So there's a lot of factors. We have a game because we're going around. And by the way, it's fascinating to talk to. But what is this game? I can't even imagine the game we built for this guy.
So
it's called "What Are Your Thoughts On?" Right?
Yeah. So we're just gonna list people and things they do, and then just give us your thoughts on them.
Sure.
Kind of like what we've been doing the whole podcast.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, it's an easy game. All right, so first one. What are your thoughts on The Matrix?
We know that.
Yeah, it was a very interesting movie, and I think that it draws striking similarities between the world we live in today and the world that is portrayed inside of the film. I think there are many people who ignore their own eyes and ignore their own ears to believe what they are told to believe. And that is what I call the Matrix. And I think the last few years has proven that more than anything. When people are running around pretending to be scared of something when they've never seen with their own eyes any single damage from the whole fucking... Let's not even start because I know it's a taboo subject online.
Okay. All right, next one. What are your thoughts on guys who take their shirts off and dance on social media?
That's an interesting one. I think that...
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you do this? Is that why this question is on there?
I can't dance, bro. Okay. So I don't.
No, we have
that.
an example, kind of like of.
They're just making fun of me, dude.
Yeah, we have an
sort
example.
of
How do you not know this is about me, dude?
All right, sorry, Josh. I'm about to rip into you. So
No,
sorry.
it's all good, man. Go for it.
All right. Nothing personal, right?
No, it's all good.
Cool. I think that I think that men have a very unique life path, and it's very difficult to try and achieve status as a man. It's not easy to stand out from the crowd because the only way to truly achieve individuality is usually a long, difficult road. It takes a long time to become an important man. And even what women expect of an important man, you need to be smart, charismatic, intelligent, strong, have a nice car, nice apartment, good network, good friends. You need to be able to handle stress. You need to be competent. There's so many things you need to be able to do. It's difficult for a young man to even have all these things. There's the reason women like older men. And people like attention, male and female. And I think we live in a world now with the internet where young men, especially, instead of trying to go the very hard road of becoming a man who naturally garners attention due to his competence, instead think, well, this dance gets views. So if I do the stupid little dance, I'll get views. And it's a cheap substitute for actual quality as a man. That's what I think it all is. And it's attention seeking. And I understand why they do it. But when you grow up as a man and you grow into a man of status, and genuine stature, you're uninterested in doing little dances because you are important simply because you exist.
I got to be honest, as much as some people aren't going to like, Andrew, that little speech you gave about a man, that's going to be like, if I was on speed dating, I'd have that speech. Here I am. Like that. It's like build a long career, like handle stress, all that. Yeah, perfect. No, that was a good.
That's what being a man is, right? Being a man is about taking the trauma which happens to you and internalizing it and using it in a way to build yourself into a stronger, more powerful man. A man who's never had trauma is not a capable man. If you were to find a woman and give her a man who's never had any trauma in his life, she'd hate him. There's nothing about him which is good. You need a man who's had a whole bunch of trauma and lived through it, and that's why becoming a man is so difficult. That's why becoming a man is so hard. And if you're a top tier male, you get attention by default. But if you've not been through that process or you don't want to go through that pain, then you resort to other things, and other things include TikTok dances.
Wait, how do you think that you don't go through pain in life still if you do TikTok dances? Though?
Not that you don't go through pain. I'm saying that if you go through enough pain and you internalize it the right way and you become a high enough status man, that you don't need to be doing TikTok dances to simply get attention. I get attention for talking, right? I don't have to pay anyone to look at stuff. I just talk. My whole life story enough is attention. I'll get in the ring. I've had 87 professional fights. I'll get in the ring and beat the fuck out of somebody if I want people to look at me. I don't have to do little dances.
But you could argue that Josh has manipulated a tool or a vehicle to get great stats.
I like Josh.
No, I know, but I'm not.
I like you.
It's not.
Thank you, man.
I'm just answering the question.
No, I know.
No.
And I agree with
Josh. I mean, like, I don't disagree with what you had to say. I think that, like, when you are growing into being a man, it is that trauma that builds you into the man you're going to become, because you're going to be the person that's like, when you're in a household, I believe a lot of the time, or like how I look at it is like, even with my friend groups with girls, it's like, I want to be the person that's going to, like, you can cry on my shoulder, you can cry on my shoulder,
Correct.
you can cry on my shoulder.
Correct.
So it's like, I agree with what you said for sure in that like aspect. But I think that I can also use from what I've done from when I was like, 14 to 18 to 19 to now being 20 to like go and push myself into different stratospheres that I would have never been able to touch.
I respect that because we live in an attention economy, and if you can manage to garner attention, you're going to make a lot of money. I absolutely respect that. My point is that this is modern, new world. In my world, and I'm only 35 years old. When I was 17, you didn't go on the internet and do TikTok dances. If you wanted to matter, you needed to have money, you needed to be strong, you needed to be intelligent, you needed to have important friends. You had to become a man. And what I'm saying is that in the world we live in today, the internet has allowed certain people to skip an entire process of manhood. Now you have Twitch streamers who are 19 years old, fat, drinking fucking soya milk, who have millions and millions of people paying attention to them, and they're rich now. So they're statistically successful, but they are not men, and they will never become men, because to be a man, you must suffer. You must suffer and you must survive. And my point is that when these TikTok dances are being done, it's a way to garner attention without having to go through the genuine hardship which is required to garner attention as a genuine male. That's the point.
I think you could also argue that boxing is a dance, too.
It's a bit different than a TikTok dance.
But I mean, you are still on display, and
correct. But my life is on the line.
Yeah, I was going to say, I usually don't have the threat of my nose being broken when I'm doing a TikTok dance.
Yeah, women are so stupid.
Forget the nose being broken. I've seen 5 people die. I don't want to sit here and brag and talk about the things I've done to people. There are people who will never be the same again after they stepped in the ring with me, ever again. I've seen screaming wives crying over their lifeless husband. I've done things you wouldn't believe. When you step in that ring, it's a different level. It's not a TikTok dance. It's actually extremely disrespectful. I know you didn't mean to disrespect, but it's extremely disrespectful to even insinuate that. It's not a TikTok dance. It's life and death. It's gladiators. It's a completely different realm.
Facts.
I mean, I've seen people's lives change after seeing my TikToks. Totally different reason. More like they're just grossed
Mine just
out.
changed. Mine just changed, Josh.
But it's like, yeah. But you know, they're not the same.
End it. One more, Bree. Let's pick a good one, and we'll let him get out of here.
There's 2 more good ones.
We'll be here all right, two more.
What are your thoughts on girls who get with a guy's friend right after ending things with him?
I think that's the man's fault. because
you're getting dragged here.
I didn't see that coming at all.
That was actually about Brie.
Well, yeah, that was about me. Well, I ended things with a guy, so I owed him nothing, and then I started dating his friend.
That's the man's fault. And I think that's the man's fault because I think that, firstly, 99% of most of the problems in the world are men's fault. I don't think women are at fault for anything. So as much as everyone wants to call me sexist, I think that women are innocent creatures in that regard. I think that the Matrix...
I think people may still say that's sexist, but go ahead.
Fine, that's fine. Okay, then I'm sexist, but it's all men's fault. And I'll tell you why. Because I could have the most beautiful girlfriend in the world, and me and her could break up, and the chance of her sleeping with my friend is less than 0%. If you're the kind of man who's rolling with men who will fuck your girl after you split up with her, then you deserve everything that happens to you. Because let me tell you something. Me and my friends, the things we've been through, it's been life or fucking death. And if I have people beside me who will literally take a bullet for me, take a knife from me, we're gonna fight outnumbered, side by side soldiers. They're not gonna fucking go behind my back for a little bit of pussy. Any man who would do that, any man who would snake his boy, because I believe birds of a feather roll together, right? Any man who would snake his boy for a girl is the kind of guy who has the kind of friends who I wouldn't even associate with. So I think he deserves it. If you're rolling with those kind of people, you are that kind of person. And if you're that kind of person, it's going to happen to you. Me and my friends, me and my team, it could be Megan fucking Fox. 0% chance, 0. So he deserves it. He deserves it because he's a bitch rolling with bitches. He deserves it. It's his fault.
Okay. Last question. What are your thoughts on men who have pet names for their significant others and matching jewelry or tattoos?
Pet names is pretty normal. I don't think there's anything wrong with pet names. I think that's cute. It's nice. Matching tattoos.
I mean, again, it's like that was directed at me.
Yeah, it was all three of us. So
okay. Yeah. Matching tattoos. It depends on the tattoo. I mean, like whatever. I don't care. Matching jewelry. I don't think that's a big deal. I think that relationships are a beautiful thing. I think that men and women should be in love. If they want to have pet names and tattoos and stuff, that's a beautiful thing. I'm not against male-female love in any regard. I'm the complete opposite. I think men and women should completely and utterly be in love. I think that a woman has a role to play, as does a man, and they're different roles. Doesn't mean I don't think they don't complement. I think they complement absolutely. I think the biggest problem with the world is not enough men and women are in love for long enough. I'm the most conservative man on the planet. I think that men and women should be married and stick together and stick by each other and protect each other. A man should protect his woman physically, and she should protect him spiritually. I think that's a beautiful thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with that in any regard. The internet is a strange place, and I'll sit here and I'll say I'm out to protect women in a physical situation, or even in a fucking plane crash, I'm out to protect women. Let me drive. Same reason I'd park the car in a tight spot. No big deal. I'm the man. Just let me do it. And everyone's gonna sit here and pretend I'm an evil person. It's bullshit. I
don't think it's evil, and I think there's plenty of women who would enjoy being in a relationship where a man is filling traditional gender roles. But there are also plenty of women who view themselves as every bit the equal of a man and don't want that. And
I understand. And those are the exact kind of women I would never, ever give my time of day to. Any woman is going to sit there and think it's more important to argue with me about how she is as capable as a man, everything, blah, 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 as opposed to just letting me pay the bill and be pleasant. Is not the kind of woman I want to fucking talk to because it's uninteresting. And it's a Western phenomenon. It truly is a Western phenomenon. I've been to 72 countries. I've lived in 13, right? I've been all around the world. I grew up in America and England.
72?
72.
Did you just make up that number, or do you actually know 72?
72 countries.
I was 4-time world champion for like 13 years.
I'm sure you traveled
I guess
the world.
That's a lot of traveling.
But I don't know how many states I've been to off the top of my head.
Cool. Well, let me tell you, this is a Western phenomenon. And it's truly and utterly Western. If you were to go on a date in America, you'd have a girl sitting there trying to tell you she's your equal. If you were to go on a date in Moscow, you'd have a girl sitting there going, my man needs to take care of me. I want him to take care of me. I'll do my job, but he must protect and provide for me. So it's a Western phenomenon, right? It depends where you go. It depends. And this whole idea of this obsession with equality is a truly Western thing. And I don't think it's particularly healthy or important. I don't look at a woman thinking, is she my equal? Is she below me? Is she above me? I don't do that. I sit with a woman and we either enjoy each other's company or we don't. But I know my roles as a man. I believe that as a man, I should pay for the first date. I believe I should open the car door. I believe I should protect for her, provide for her. I believe if she's my woman, she should be able to come to me with her problems and I should fix them. That makes me a sexist and a horrible person. Fine.
It doesn't. I agree with everything you just said, but I also think
by extension,
she can have a higher IQ than me.
Okay, so by extension, right? Because this is what happens. You agree with the baseline. Everyone agrees with the foundations of what I say, but when I build on top of it, they try and pretend it's sexist. By extension, if I have authority over her, If I have responsibility over her, I apologize. If I have responsibility, which I have, I'm paying for things, I'm making sure she's safe, I'm driving her, I'm taking her out the car, etc. If I have responsibility over her, then I must have a degree of authority. For the same reason, if I have responsibility over, and everyone's going to lose their mind, it's an example, it's only an analogy. If I have responsibility over a child, I have to have some authority. You cannot be responsible for something that doesn't listen to you. You can't be responsible for a dog if it doesn't obey you, or a child if it doesn't obey you, or a woman that doesn't obey you.
The super sexist path.
It's not sexist to say I'm
you
responsible
just said
for her.
If you compared a woman to a dog and a baby.
Yeah, and I knew that was going to be. That's why I said everyone's going to lose their mind. It's just
maybe pick some better ones then if you want the women to listen to you.
And I can't be responsible. Then cool. Let's take a beautiful sports car. It doesn't matter. A house,
Yeah,
land,
that didn't help.
whatever. It doesn't, whatever I'm responsible for, I have to have a degree of authority over. You can't sit there and say you're responsible for
But where the disconnect is going is you start with the baseline, but at one point during this conversation, not to go circular, you were saying there's studies that women physically can't be as smart as men. I Google it. It's wildly untrue. The number one fucking IQ was a woman.
No, I said I don't believe women are as smart as men. Is what I said.
Well, you threw some studies.
And I told you.
But you're entitled, and you'll find women who love that. You guys will be happily ever after.
And I also said that men are the most stupid people on the planet. So let's not soundbite, right? I said that the most extreme intelligence, whether plus or minus, is going to be male. And my point is that. Cool. Well, if I have a woman and I'm responsible for her, which I want to be because it's my masculine imperative, I need some degree of authority. If I'm responsible for her safety, I need to be able to say, no, you're not walking home alone at night.
You're super smart. You're super smart, so you can't do the don't soundbite me when you're like, I don't want this to be a soundbite, but women's like having a dog and a baby in a car. You know what you're saying. That's a soundbite. You can't be like, don't soundbite it. That's a walking soundbite.
You can soundbite it. It's fine.
I know. You know.
No, because there's two kinds of people, right? There's people who will understand that it's simply an analogy and I'm trying to make a point. And there's people who are going to be offended by the analogy in and of itself. And they're different levels of IQ. The people who actually understand the point I'm trying to make is that when you have responsibility over something, you need a degree of authority. The reason the captain goes down with the ship is because he's responsible for what happens on the ship. If everyone ignores his orders, then he's not expected to go down with the ship. This is the point. Me saying that I'm going to protect and provide for women, and that gives me a degree of authority. If that makes me sexist, so be it. But I'm going to be responsible for my woman. I'm going to do the best I can possibly by her. I'm going to protect her in every possible way, give her the best life I can possibly give her. And by extension, that gives me a degree of authority. Why would I be having all that responsibility for her to sit there and say, I don't fucking listen to you? That doesn't make sense.
Well, you get to a point, I would think, where there's mutual respect. So there isn't like the authority. It's a give and take on a healthy relationship.
Correct. A healthy relationship has mutual respect. So in a healthy relationship, the man will say X and the woman will say, yeah, I agree with that. Okay, I won't do it. I'm not saying it has to be a command orders. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if a man's responsible, he should have an authority. And if a woman is responsible, she should have authority. There are relationships in the world today where the woman has to tell the man to stop playing video games, stop smoking weed, get up and go to the gym, stop being a piece of shit. Then she has responsibility over him. She's basically his mother. She has absolute authority in that household. He should obey every word. She should obey every word she says because he's a jackass. So it's not even a sex thing. It's a human dynamics. It's basic human dynamics. But we're talking about me here, me as an individual. I'm not going to have a woman mother me. I don't need it. So I'm going to be in charge.
Fascinating interview, Andrew Tate. Thank you. Stay safe out there with all the guns and everything else. I listen, love you or hate you, you can talk. That's for sure.
You're welcome to visit anytime, friend.
Hell yeah.
Maybe I'll take you up on that. All right, I'll talk to you later.
Thank you for coming on, man.
Cheers, bro.